Let's go.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Mental Theater. Can you hear me, Miguel?
I can hear you fine. Yes.
All right, because you look like I was like. So we are back, and it's JW and Chloé today, and we have Big Mike holding it down. Just got back from B-More.
Yes, y'all holding it down. Got some, we'll say y'all back, but after a wonderful trip in Baltimore, stuff like that. So.
Word.
Yeah.
So I guess we should start all proceedings, of course, with the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, also known as T'Challa, Black Panther. And I believe this, literally shocked the world. It definitely shocked my world. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah. I should have worn my Black Panther shirt today. I don't know why I didn't, but yeah, man. First thought, I think Nate dropped it in our chat, and first thought was like, shocking. Because he's done so much. Just he's very, enlightening and just he always a positive personality all the time. He was unproblematic, wasn't in no drama and stuff like that, and lived a pretty good life. And then you think about his roles, especially Black Panther, how much it meant to the world, from elderly down to little kids and stuff who were getting on school buses to go see the movie, if you remember, and stuff. And all that, you think of that, and how he and us, as even like comic book or Marvel fans, how he embodied that role and brought it to life, and stuff. And then you go backwards even to the Jackie Robinson, the James Brown, the Thurgood Marshall, how so many Black roles, Black biopics he did, and how he showed people who these people were, that they wouldn't have known, but without him, stuff like that. So to me, it's just it's sad, it's shocking. I want to salute him, give him all his flowers that we need to give him, and I'll be forever indebted to him for what he brought to our world and entertainment wise.
Absolutely. Chloé, you want to give your thoughts?
Thoughts. Well, first thought is surprised, right? And we were talking about this yesterday. It's just really good that he did get this opportunity to be basically unforgotten. Like, he made his mark in history forever, right? So yes, it's unfortunate that he's passed. And I'm sure that his family and stuff has been dealing with his sickness. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he was able to make such a huge impact while his time here on Earth is definitely monumental. And, it's something that will live on forever, especially, and I'm just grateful to have been a part of celebrating his victory, right? Our victory as a community. I saw a post yesterday, and it was like, let me see. I'm going to paraphrase it, right? So it says something along the lines of, I'm glad we celebrated Black Panther like we did.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
So that's how I feel. Like, it was something that brought the community together, and it's unforgettable, So rest in power, and let his legacy live on forever. Like, I can't see him ever being forgotten. So that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm still shocked. I'm just like, damn. So
I know.
Out of tribute, one of the content creators that we follow on our Mental Theater Instagram is the Heroes Henchman, who had a tribute yesterday. So I just wanted to shout him out and play that tribute real quick.
Sure.
My name is King T'Challa.
I am the sovereign ruler of the nation of Wakanda.
Hold up. Let's go. Wakanda forever! We are home. My son, it is your time. Show me my respect and bow down. You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution will not be televised.
Show me my respect and bow down. We own ya. We own ya. We only getting started now. Cause we own ya. Everybody think they know me now. Cause we own ya. You and I, my homie. Cause we own ya.
The revolution will be live.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. Get these men shield. We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single. This is no place to die.
But yeah, that last scene with Chloé, that's exactly how I felt like we all felt. He just disintegrated like out of nothing.
Yeah, and amazingly, when that happened, I don't know if you remember or not, but in theaters I were in, people were shocked, especially Black people, and the little kids were crying, like, "Wait, Black Panther's dying?" And we all knew it would come back, with the snap, but the kids didn't realize that, so it was definitely shocked. So that tells you the impact that he had, already, stuff like that, at that point.
Absolutely. And the first, Chadwick had a lot of amazing moments like that, that speech he made for the graduation. But the one that really sticks out to me is when they were honoring Denzel within like the past 12 to 18 months. And he was talking about how, essentially if it wasn't for Denzel, that he wouldn't even be, Black Panther, who Denzel is the one who gave him that confidence and gave him that pep talk, doing what Denzel usually does is paying it forward with that knowledge and wisdom. And then, this is mental theater, guys. So now I'm looking at things with, hindsight, which is usually 20/20 vision. So if we think about the talks for Shuri to...
I said the same thing. Yeah, I said the same. Go ahead.
Mental, right? So Disney, obviously, your employer is going to know about your health medical conditions. So I feel like Kevin Feige and everyone knew this ahead of time. I'm sure the doctors gave him a specific time window. So to me, it makes sense why they were going about it the way that they did. And then Chloe and I were talking about this last night. He always looked a bit frail. You know what I mean? I just thought it was just like, oh, maybe he lost weight. I don't know. But now with the full context, he always had that frail look about him. So now I think we all understand why, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like to me, even if you go back from Civil War to Black Panther, he looked a bit frailer than he was. And I always thought like, that the Black Panther in the comics and cartoons was a little bit bulkier. So I was like, maybe they're going for a different, sleeker look. But now it kind of makes sense, about how, because you remember Michael Killmonger was like much bigger than him and stuff like that in those movies. And before I get to that, just let you know about the tribute. Tonight, ABC is going to celebrate his legacy with a special called A Tribute for a King at 8 p.m. tonight on ABC. So if you guys got time,
Oh, wow. And did you want to read that little excerpt from Ryan Coogler?
Yes, I will. Let's go to that real quick. He said a lot, but I'm gonna break it down to this part. He says Chad deeply valued his privacy, and I wasn't privy to the details of his illness. So apparently Coogler didn't know, but Feige, he did know, because I saw he said he did know. Um, After his family released their statement, I realized that he was living with his illness the entire time I knew him. Because he was a caretaker, a leader, a man of faith, dignity, and pride, he shielded his collaborators from his suffering. He lived a beautiful life, and he made great art. Day after day, year after year. That's who he was. He was an epic firework display. I will tell stories about being there, some of the brilliant sparks to the end of my days. What an incredible mark he has left. I haven't grieved a loss this acute before. I spent the last year preparing, imagining, and writing words for him to say that we weren't destined to see. It leaves me broken knowing that I won't be able to watch another close up of him in the monitor again or walk up on him and ask for another take. Ryan Coogler.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yes. Very, very powerful. So that makes it interesting that Feige didn't even tell Coogler, as far as this show is concerned, talking about that he was doing it. So but yeah, the Shuri thing was supposed to, transition in Black Panther 3. So now I guess they'll have to move it up. But it's hard to talk about that because we're still grieving his death. But this is mental theater, like you said. So I don't know how they would do a part 2. Like, would they say I don't know what they would even say. It's weird. So
well, taking, I guess, lead from how Disney did with Star Wars, with Carrie Fisher passing in the middle of production.
Yeah,
they might do something in terms of maybe CGI, kind of like how they did with Paul Walker. I don't know. Disney has a lot of that tech. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, but I feel like there has to be some footage filmed for part 2, maybe, perhaps.
No, they haven't started filming part 2. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like Paul Walker was halfway done Fast and Furious at that time. And then he's got brothers who look just like him. So they brought them in as stand-ins a lot for a lot of those scenes. Where this time, now my friend suggested that they have someone of similar height and build just keep the Black Panther mask on in the movie and maybe either die or go away and transfer it to Shuri. So rather than having someone else, come in and play T'Challa or something like that. So I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah, what do you think, Chloe?
This reminds me of Heath Ledger in the Joker, right? So Heath Ledger was the best Joker in my opinion. And when he passed, I'm like, well, who's gonna take over? And then they made the Joker into like a completely different, or they showed the Joker from a different perspective. So my thoughts are, because the franchise is just they're going to have to find like a replacement, right? Which I don't think will impact the role that much, kind of like they did with Joker. But I don't know. Like, how do you replace him?
Again, if the plans are for Shuri to take the Black Mentor role anyway, I feel like there's going to be some off-camera scene where he does pass away, and you essentially have his funeral. But
then, like, the Black Panther can't just die.
I mean, it's Hollywood. You can write whatever you want, really.
They're gonna have to make a new Black Panther. I'm not with him dying. Like, bring Killmonger back or something and change him into the Black Panther.
Now that's always been my vote. But Miguel doesn't think they'll bring Michael B. Jordan back.
I said for the last, probably need time off to grieve to even think about writing. So that movie's probably going to push back. I can see now for a while. And Letitia Wright, they're gonna have somebody gonna have to tell her, listen, you got to step up, and hopefully she can be able to take the mantle at that time. You don't think so, Chloe?
I'm not it's going to be another Black Panther. That's like saying Superman's dead and we're going to replace him with Supergirl. Yeah, right.
I'm surprised because you're all for female empowerment. So I'm surprised about that.
You see my surprise, right, Miguel?
Right.
Pull off the Black Panther. It means that you have a strong female lead, right? In addition to the Black Panther. I don't think she should take over the Black Panther role. Like it's not the same.
I mean, I feel like that's what Miguel and I were saying the entire.
Right. We've been thinking that.
I get that, and I wasn't in disagreement with that. I'm just saying it was the undertones that you guys were saying I disagreed with, not the fact that like you can't replace. Like no, it's a team effort. It's like saying, "Oh, we're going to kill Batman and replace him with Robin." Like no, it's Batman. It's a franchise.
Exactly, and I felt the same way about Thor, right?
Yeah, no, of course. I don't want to get rid of Thor.
Or Aquaman.
Like, no, don't replace him with no Aquawoman. Like, no, he could date Aquaman.
So you're saying, Chloe, you wouldn't have as much excitement if they make Shuri Black Panther.
It's not about the excitement level. It's just about you don't just replace. That's like Chloe, right? You can't just replace me with Josh. Like, he's cool and everything, but he's not me. You feel me? The same impact.
I got you. Well, apparently, Cage, you don't think you exist, so we gotta let him know that you exist in real life.
Hey, that's not real.
Catfish Chloe.
I'm a figment of your imagination.
But okay, so using Chloe's perspective here. So for possible actors to replace, if you're not going to bring back Michael B. Jordan, because I feel like it's going to be hard to retcon as Killmonger. For him,
they find his body.
No, I mean in terms of like Killmonger being the new Black Panther. Because again, I would be on board with that. But let's say
before you go, Josh, that would be dope because he is family, right? He's a cousin. Yeah, so that would be dope. But go ahead, I'm listening.
So unless you want to actually replace the T'Challa, like how they were rumored to replace RDJ with like Ryan Gosling for him to be Stark or whatever. Again, I'm not in favor of that because I don't think Marvel wants to do the revolving door of being, Batman and James Bond, because I feel like those franchises, that's what they do. And Marvel is a little bit different. So to me, I just feel like you have to have a off-camera death scene, right? And you might even want to start Black Panther 2 with the T'Challa funeral. So because everybody like that'll be the biggest dramatic irony ever. We already know what's going to happen. So this lead with that, and then let's move the story on from there. Unfortunately,
how do you
be replaced? Like, isn't that the whole premise of the Black Panther? The spirit lives on, and then it's like replaced with the new.
Right, and I feel like that's going to go to Shuri, right?
No.
It went to Shuri in the comics. It does actually go to Shuri.
Well, in the comics, I mean, it's the comics. So if it happened in the comics, they're probably going to do it in real life. But also. No, there needs to be like two spirits. Well, didn't they both? No, only one person can be the Black Panther at a time, right?
Right.
Well, yes and no, because at the end of the day, anyone could take those flowers.
That's true.
I mean, you could replant them. I'm just, thinking here. So for me, I would have gave the whole village that, because we gonna have a bunch of super soldiers.
I mean, yeah, but then you don't have anarchy, right? Because nobody's more powerful than the other person at that point. Right. So. Just fellas watch. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think they're gonna do it. What do you think about my friend's idea of keeping them in a suit and killing them that way in the movie? So,
I mean, that's fair as well, because I mean, but at the same time,
he already died on scene too on TV.
I think, but you're still gonna need close up of him, and you know how his part of his suit retracts with the nano.
Right.
So you're gonna need that scene, and that's gonna be CGI, or that's gonna be old footage that was never used, type of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. It's that.
I'm sure they have a lot of B-roll of him.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they do. Yeah. I'm sure they'll think of something. Are you surprised that Feige didn't even tell Ryan Coogler about the sickness stuff like that?
Not at all. I mean, that's administration, right? You got to let your team do their thing. You can't have anyone pulling any punches, type of thing.
Okay.
And he wanted to respect his privacy, right?
That too. So, that was probably in his contract as well, I'm sure. Because I'm sure when you sign these multi-million-dollar deals for multiple years, physical is part of the process, just like in the NBA. Even when you sign up for employment, you got to take a physical. So they were definitely aware.
Yeah. When I was reading the whole thing from Coogler, because I only give you guys parts of it, but he was saying that, remember Black Panther was in Civil War first. So the Russo brothers and Feige casted him. Coogler had nothing to do with that, so he kind of inherited him, but he still loved him, from day one. So
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, it is definitely still sad. It's still shocking and surprising because it's so crazy. I was reading something about how incredible his people are to not let it out at all for so many years. So I thought that was because you never see that all the time, but it's just sad. It's just so shocking, man. Stuff like that. So now, Josh, did you see, or Chloe, did you see any of his other movies outside of Black Panther or no?
I saw bits and pieces of Jackie Robinson because I always wanted to be in the right headspace to view those type of films, because I don't view those films just as entertainment. Like, I actually want to absorb and captivated by those films. He was also in Gods of Egypt as well.
He was, yeah. I didn't see that one actually. He was in that as well. Okay, yeah, I didn't see the James Brown one, Get On Up. I heard that was good. But I did see when he played Thurgood Marshall, and then he was amazing in that role. So.
Nice. And you saw what was his recent one? Or was it
21 Bridges?
Right.
21 Bridges. Yeah, I did see that. He did his job, but that wasn't a good project. Something like that. But he definitely did his job. He definitely did his job, regardless. But either way, man, it's just sad on the world. I mean, he left his mark, though. We can definitely say that, regardless. But it's a sad. And the whole year, Kobe. Chadwick, it's just crazy, man. So, Pop Smoke, it's just a lot this entire year. You never know. All three deaths different too in their way: accidents, shootings, and cancer. So it's just a whole different thing. Definitely tells you though, health is wealth, though. In that particular regard as well. So,
and that's the one positive aspect about it. Like, he knew he was sick, so I'm pretty sure that his art was transformed, right? Maybe that's why his role was so impactful, because he knew.
I agree. I think he knew it would be impactful. He said, no matter how sick I am, I have to do this. So
how he acted, right?
Yeah.
So in addition to him going through that, it's a lot of, going through a sickness like that, there's a lot of emotions, and you have to be strong, and he was fighting, and he knew, I'm sure that you can tell when your body's failing, right? So instead of it being like Heath Ledger, where that was also like a mental health thing, but instead of it being like, he had time to prepare, is what I'm trying to say. Which is
did he just marry his wife like in 2019? I think last year. I think it was like October or something like that. So I feel like he married her because he wanted her to be set up right and whatnot. Because if you're not married, it's a big fight, and all that stuff for things. I think he did that on purpose and whatnot.
Does he have children?
I don't know. Josh, does he have children?
Yeah, they were married in secret, but they started dating in 2015.
Yeah.
They already got his death up here. Internet.
Yo, they said the final tweet from his account became the most liked tweet ever, with 6 million likes in under 24 hours.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, like you say, he knew his body was failing, and to still actually, marry her. I feel like that was for her. So.
Definitely. So now I'm thinking, did they, like the Feige, the Russo brothers, like perhaps we should get the audience prepared for losing Black Panther and make him one of the people that disintegrated.
It could be. Feige is a long-term planner. That's like his thing. So I could definitely see that. But to your first point, man, the whole Shuri becoming, it all makes sense now to me or whatnot. Because at first I was like, why? He's so popular. But now it really makes sense.
Yeah. So I guess to transition to the next topic, which would be hearing about the Tenet reviews, and they essentially called it a Christopher Nolan's take on James Bond, which is interesting.
Yeah, I've been hearing that. I heard visually it's stunning. and amazing. I think I posted in the chat yesterday. He would not allow it to be shown at drive-in theaters. Nolan. I love the power that Nolan wields in Hollywood. By the way, because it's just like, you know, I mean, he's getting 20% of the take. By the way, so for him to not allow extra theaters, even though he's getting 20% of the take, that lets you know I want my movie to be seen a certain way. Because essentially it's less money for him, right? Because it's less movies theaters having it. So I heard visually it's stunning and amazing. It makes you want to see it twice, even in a pandemic and stuff, from what I'm saying. And I just hear like you know, it's a really good movie. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait to go see it.
You want to risk it all twice, Mike?
Well, we'll get to that, but I was at the movies yesterday, so and we talked about two other movies too. Yes, me, Tony, and Sandy.
We have to talk about that.
Oh wait, what did y'all see?
We saw New Mutants.
How was it?
Well, let's finish your Tenet reviews first, then I'll get to that. What do you think about the reviews?
Oh yeah, I'm just very excited. I'm gassed to see it, so I can't wait.
Okay, all right. So for New Mutants, it's funny because the theater, they have like this, they got all the rows, but then there's like this one single seat by itself you can sit at. And Tony was like, that's where Chloé gonna sit at. No,
nobody near me, okay?
But
did they get snacks?
They got snacks there. I brought my own skinny pop, keeping on my diet and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Mike and Little Ant show.
Nice. It's cool. No, it wasn't really anybody in there and whatnot. I won't use the bathroom anywhere. Like I don't do that. Yeah. But I'm good off that.
But wait, aren't the movie theaters like one of the first that had the automated like bathrooms from the toilets to the sinks?
I guess I just don't trust the small space. That's just me personally. But I brought in got it with me now. My travel pocket Lysol.
Oh, see, you got all this stuff. You got the little mini Lysols. I'm on one of those.
So wait, what do you spray it on?
I sprayed it on the whole chair, the armrest, everything inside the theater while I was sitting there. Why are you laughing?
And this is Oxford Valley?
Oxford Valley, yeah, I do.
Wait. Hold on. I need to process this.
Go ahead.
First of all, let me see that little Lysol. That's the first I need to process. Oh wow, it's so little. Wait, can you just spray it? I want to see a demonstration. Oh, it's fancy. I need that in my life. You got any more?
I do, actually. I do. You know what? When I found them, I bought like arachno. So you know,
I've never even seen that before. That's what.
You know what? Just for you, Chloe, I'll make sure that you get a couple. Just for you.
My goodness! See, it's on wax, so we gonna hold you accountable for that, okay? Because I need to be like,
listen, you know, I got everything. I got face mask. I got the N95. I got it all.
Listen, I got the mask now. I'm gonna connect for the mask.
All right, okay.
Wait, did you bring the wipes as well, Migo?
The theater has wipes around the theater, so I'll wipe that down in the theater. I do got the pocket wipes too, but when I need that. But yeah, I'll tell you that. Hold on.
Got the whole setup.
Mike not playing around.
Mike got the Lysol, the baby Lysol. I never seen that.
Oh, the Clorox as well.
Got the Clorox brand.
Nice.
Brand. Ladies, check him out. He got all you need.
Yes. I got the big one, but also got the pocket Clorox wipes too. So I can think of it.
Pocket pack.
Yeah. But no, I sprayed all that. I feel like she's cracking up over there.
Wait, so how many people were in the theater?
Oh my God. It might have been like 10 or something like that at the most. That was a big theater, so it wasn't huge at all. Yeah, we were around no one. You know, I felt comfortable. Nobody was really in in the lobby area or stuff like that either. So it was it wasn't a bad experience, I will say. But the movie, Mental Theater, was not good. It was oh yeah, it's trash. It's definitely trash.
Wait, what day did y'all go? Let me mark it in my calendar so I can.
We went so she what? She said
She wants to do her 2-week calendars, 14 days.
oh my God.
Yesterday, what's today?
There's some people who spent who was touring Philadelphia last week. Okay.
Go with paper. Let me shut up.
And and she was at the mall on Friday, Miguel.
Wow.
Wait, I went to the mall on Friday? I don't remember that. What I buy?
It was on your story.
Oh, I did go.
There you go. Anyway, movie Josh.
So
it was trash. Yeah, you'll see me and Tony's reviews, but it was trash. I feel like, you know what's crazy? Remember, even before the pandemic, it kept getting pushed back. I feel like I know why now, because it was trash from the beginning, and they didn't know how to put it out there. And it's just so many things wrong. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's so many things wrong with this movie. It feels like a teenage version of Glass. Have you ever seen Glass? M. Night Shyamalan's Glass? Because they're in the hospital the whole time. Yeah, but plot doesn't develop well. Acting is not that great. It needs more characters. It's just so many things wrong. The ending is really trash. Oh my God. So no, don't do it.
And then how did our girl Maisie do?
Maisie was the best part of the movie, actually.
Nice.
She was good, actually. So I'll give her that. Yeah. She was definitely good for me. And whatnot. But the rest of it, man, it was like, yo, why? I felt like, why did Maisie's people let her choose this movie? Like, I felt so bad about it. So,
well, I guess career-wise, it was always going to be beneficial for them to be in a franchise. So, like MCU, how much of the top Game of Thrones cast is in the MCU?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Hopefully she can, because they're not going to continue with the New Mutants because it was a Fox property anyway in the beginning, wasn't Disney. So I think they won't continue that. So hopefully she can get inside something else,
Well, I don't know, Miguel, because it sounds like it's one of those things that could have went straight to digital. So imagine if they just keep it on the small screen and just keep it on Disney Plus for a TV show.
That could work possibly, and develop the characters more. That's the other problem. There was no character development in the movies and whatnot. Right. So, and then you have relationships, which were forming. You felt like without enough development and whatnot. So it just was like, nah, it's not it for me. So.
Now, in terms of demographics, do you think the teenagers will receive it better than, let's say, people our age?
Possibly a little bit better, but not on like a Maze Runner, Twilight type level either. But it does play like a bad YA novel. You're correct. Yeah, it does.
Fair enough.
It does. Yeah, I know about the whole YA genre. So, but it is what it is.
Oh, by the way, are you gonna risk it all for Lord of the Rings, sir?
$5, man. That's crazy.
It's a long movie.
Miguel,
sitting up in a movie theater.
And it's worth every single minute. I'm just letting you know.
I mean, you did already.
But Chloé, who will be with me though to see that old movie? Right, I might be there by myself watching Lord of the Rings.
Possibly. I mean,
there might be some, let's say, Comic-Con All-Stars who might be in there as well. You never know.
They writing.
I'm thinking, and I don't want to get too much into this, of course, but I'm thinking the gyms open in Jersey 25% on Tuesday. On the 1st, so I'm thinking movies will be not far behind the gyms. So if they open in Jersey, I got like a home field advantage there. I can go anytime when nobody's there because I'm listening close. So once that happens, you'll see me there more often. So.
I want to go to the gym, but I don't know.
That too, home field advantage. My gym in the same complex as movie theater. I can walk there too. Gym.
Really?
So, yeah. So what's that? Crunch.
Crunch.
Yeah. So I can walk there when they open, when nobody's there, get a little 20-minute workout in when it's half hour and be out. So,
yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna risk it all for the gym yet. I'll probably go to KG's garage gym.
Me either. I'm not going yet to the gym. But Tenet, are you going? You going to Chamonix? What are you going to do?
Well, wait. So when do you think the New Jersey theaters open up?
I think within 2 weeks. So you might be okay waiting. So.
Yeah, I might be all right waiting.
Yeah. I can see Tenet being in the theaters itself for at least a good month and a half. So I'm pretty sure you'll be fine waiting. And I think I may do the same. I don't think I want to, do that again. Drive over there and all that stuff. So I think wait for the
Yeah, I'll probably go to Market Fair though, because that's usually going to be the more clean than Hamilton. Because I go to AMC.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's much cleaner. Yeah. For me, man, I'm spoiled by living so close to the theaters that that going there yesterday, it was like, damn, I got to drive away here, drive away back. You know what I mean? So I just don't like it. And even AMC here, I can drive to in 7 minutes. So I'm close either way. You know what I mean? So the drive out there kind of stuff.
By the way, Miguel has a wonderful, let's say, view of the moon because of where he lives. So I wonder if you're going to see the full moon these next couple of days.
Hopefully, that'll be dope. That's stuff.
And then next, we got the Batman update. So for those who haven't, either, here it is.
Your secret friend. Underneath the bridge. Who? Topper sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped. Haven't a clue. All become my pet. Let's play a game, just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Whoa! This guy's crazy!
You're part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
Love that. Only in theaters. Now we talking. Matt Reeves.
So
my
thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. It's crazy that the movie's only 25-30% done. That's supposed to be a quote unquote teaser trailer, but it's like a movie trailer, almost. So to me, it just looks amazing. I love Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. I think that's dope. I think Pattinson is he looks good for the role to me and stuff, so far. I like the tone of the movie. The Penguin is what really got me. That's Colin Farrell. The makeup is amazing for how they did for him. and stuff like that. And I love the detective side of him. Like he's showing up at crime scenes with the police there, like in the open and stuff like that. So I love this side of him they're showing. I just can't wait for this movie, man. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Absolutely, I had to really enjoy Zoe Kravitz's appearance in the trailer as Catwoman. That was dope. And
Forgot about that, yeah.
Trying to figure out if that's Riddler or the Joker.
I think it's Riddler because it's a riddle.
I mean, I feel like it could be both because you saw the let's say the henchman,
the white paint
makeup.
What about okay, so is this gonna be the Batman movie I remember had Poison Ivy in it.
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna be in this one at the Penguin and the Riddler?
I don't think she's gonna be in this one.
I loved her. She's
no, because they already got the Riddler, they already got Catwoman and Penguin. That's a lot already. So I don't think they're gonna have Poison Ivy.
Right,
but I can see you like in Poison Ivy. What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be in the trilogy somewhere.
Because that was the movie all of them were in it, right? In that one movie.
You're talking about Batman and Robin with Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze, I think. And
different one. Oh, okay, that wasn't.
Everybody chill.
Yeah, that was Uma Thurman playing Poison Ivy. But I can see you like a Poison Ivy, Chloe, because her feminine wiles gets her things she wants and stuff like that.
Poison Ivy lit.
I think it's just
how you do.
Your toxins, though. I don't think it's
right. Well, not Uma Thurman. I agree with that.
But if they get someone else for that role who could, let's say, fill out the outfit, that could be intoxicating.
Yeah, but back to this movie, man. Like, it's just and he got a lot of this done within the pandemic too. So I just feel like it's just I don't know. I feel like Batman has now, with the Dark Knight trilogy, set a standard. And I think if you're going to direct a Batman, I think you go into it knowing it. So you're going to cross all your T's, dot all your I's. You're going to be ready to put up an amazing movie because you're going to get critiqued right away if you don't. So.
Absolutely. And the first thing I saw was what you pointed out with Batman being so accessible to the police at the crime scene. So you even see Jim Gordon yoking him up. So I'm just like, you never see that. That's how I was like, what?
No. But you notice it's Batman year 2, by the way. So it's supposed to be like after he's been doing it for 1 year, but still not seasoned as Batman yet. So
that makes sense.
Yes, because even like his boots were like regular like boots.
What kind of boots is them?
Right. So I don't think he's got all his gadgets yet. I don't know if he's, if they're gonna have like a Lucius Fox in this movie to help him out at some point. I don't know, but it's definitely year 2 Batman. So I like that aspect. Which when I thought about it, I think it's hard to really rank Batman because they're all in different stages of their life or being Batman. So it's kind of weird. Like the Ben Affleck was like, almost retired Batman after like doing it for like 20, 30 years and stuff like that. So that's right.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. I mean, because wasn't the Ben Affleck supposed to be like Dark Knight Returns Batman? So like actually after he was retired. Yeah.
And like after Robin had died already and been through a lot in his life, he's supposed to have like, more of a, had all the bruises and scars, like body was really beat up and stuff like that already. So wasn't as spry as it used to be. So yeah, it's all different.
Absolutely. And before we play the Tony Stark Jr. clip, briefly talk about the what's it called? The Arkham Knights video game that just came out. So that would look pretty dope. So you get to play as Batgirl and Robin and some other characters in Gotham. Right after the, spoiler alert. So the Arkham Knight Batman does die allegedly. I didn't finish the game yet, so I still don't know. It could be he could come back somehow, hopefully. But so I guess we'll see. And
before we get to that, let's just talk about the whole DC fandom last week. We weren't on last week. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. So it was the Batman clip which you just showed. They also showed footage from the Snyder Cut. That's coming out next year on HBO Max, and he announced it will be 4 1-hour parts for the Snyder Cut. So essentially 4 hours of Justice League material coming out at that time.
So like a TV show, very interesting.
I guess kind of like a TV show, but more like a movie split up into 4 parts. So it's just so much. He's not going to throw away any footage, so should have a lot there. I don't know if you've seen the clips from it, but there were a lot of different scenes you didn't see in the original Justice League. So now it does make me wish that he would have been able to finish his vision overall. So I thought that was good. Then they showed the all the players for the Suicide Squad that's coming out with the new one with Idris Elba and still Margot Robbie and James Gunn. And then there was some kind of like James Gunn said this is like the best movie he's ever worked on. So some of the Marvel people were like, wait, what about Guardians of the Galaxy? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So that made it interesting, as well. So it makes me want to see that. I think he might have did that for marketing too, by the way, just to kind of stir controversy a little bit, by saying that. And then they showed the newest Wonder Woman trailer and like the full version of the Cheetah enemy. So that's was kind of the big highlights from DC fandom last week. And apparently they did it right. Like it was better than Comic-Con at home, apparently. And people were really into it. And it's in 2 parts. So they have another part of DC fandom in 2 weeks, actually. So
that's very interesting. So I wonder when Marvel does their own reveal, similar to DC fandom, will have a similar response. So it could actually put. Actually, I'm not going to say it's going to put Comic-Con out of business, but maybe in a virtual sense, maybe if you're not going to do it in person, maybe you should only do a release based upon each studio, each comic book studio.
Yeah, I think it allows the studio to run the whole event. They kind of put out more material. They had a lot of Matt Reeves talking about. That's how I know it's year 2, talking about the Batman on the panel and stuff like that, or James Gunn, or different directors. So I feel like that gives them more time, and it could be better, like a more intimate version, and you're getting more than just the big spectacle of Comic-Con you normally would get. I think that would be pretty dope. So.
It's going to be very interesting to see because DC has a lot of catching up to do.
Listen, I will say that, and I'm normally not a big DC guy, but this fandom was like, wow, they're like these next 4 movies, they're very prepared, stuff like that. So,
and then Joker 2, so we'll see.
Joker 2, Aquaman 2, they still got to come out, and that's not even they didn't even have that no news about that on the panel. So yeah, we'll definitely see.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed in Idris's choice to join the Suicide Squad because I feel like he could have been a Green Lantern or some other bigger solo character. If you're going to leave the MCU after playing Heimdall, like he deserves like an actual mantle role for me personally.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just don't know what his schedule is like. So he may not want to sign up for, let's say, a franchise like Green Lantern, where Suicide Squad could be more of a one-off role type of deal. It's like 10 of them. Like I'm sure one of them or 2 of them are going to die at some point. So especially with James Gunn. James Gunn kills characters. You know what I mean? So that's what he does. So so I get it, but I don't know the actors. You know how that goes, schedule and stuff like that. So. We don't know. But that's my thoughts and my just insight on DC fandom. And if you didn't catch it, everything is on YouTube right now, all the highlights. So.
Absolutely. And just to wrap up, the Avengers actually comes out this week, I believe, the 4th of September.
Yeah, what a nice teaser for Tony Stark Jr., who's very heavy on that game, of course, and whatnot. And got a little, since he's not here with us, we're going to play a little clip of our guy Tony.
Oh, not that clip, this clip. And Mike, you want to preface the clip here?
Oh, yeah. This is our guy Tony Stark Jr. losing to his wife in a large version of checkers and then getting upset about it. Roll it.
I hope she sees it. God. It's a double jump, yeah. She asked about the rules. No. She said, "Can I do it again?"
You was like, "Yo, you don't see it all, Sandy. Well, you still gotta move." I'm like,
"Make your move, bro." This guy's always crying, bro. She asked about the rules, bro. Oh man.
Dad, can she play on her own or what?
And then he's I don't play no more.
He didn't even do the right move.
No, he wasn't. Right? You see that? He was losing. He was losing anyway.
I hope they wash their hands.
This is true, Chloe. This is true.
I was thinking of like, ugh.
Yeah, I never touched the stuff, so but that's true.
I got the camera. I'll watch y'all get over there.
Oh. Got my little pocket sanitizer too with me at all times.
You ain't put up the lights on like, hold up, let me sanitize these pieces, bro.
Yeah, I got the hand sanitizer. I got the lights on. I got it at all times. I don't play.
You need to wait. If you need a fanny pack, I got you. There's vanity for your fanny packs.
Yeah, you know what? My pockets be real full right now between mask and sanitizer and
you gotta get a fanny pack with the zipper.
lights on.
Hold up. Let me unzip.
Aren't those for ladies, Chloe?
No,
I'm not wearing that.
Yeah. They got manny packs.
No.
That's like the old man purses like 10 years ago. Like I don't.
The guys don't wear them around. You don't wear them around your fanny. You wear them like around your chest.
I feel like Nasir would do something like that.
He probably got a couple already.
Because it's for man and not your fan.
Anyway, shout out to our guy Tony Stark Jr.
Absolutely.
Today.
Sandy Cheeks.
Sandy Cheeks, who was killing him and checkers. Making him upset.
How helpful, Mike? Like, there's a jump right there.
No, she said, "Can I double jump?" I said, "Yeah." I'm telling him the rules. Yes, you can double jump. Is that cheating, Josh? If she says, "Can you double jump?"
But you ain't tell Tony to take the jump.
I didn't tell her to take the jump. She said, "Can I double jump?"
He answered a direct question. That's all.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, was it trolling them? Like,
that's like if you're playing Uno. That's like, oh, can I do this with this card? Yes.
Right.
You want to see her throw a temperature show. I see what you did there. Triple jump. I see what you did there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sticking them pieces like out of here. Let me kick it.
I love when he says, "I don't even want to play no more." Like, that's my favorite part.
He was trolling him.
He wanted to take his ball and go home.
He was like, "Look, there's a giant game of Connect 4 over there. Why don't you guys play?" He was like, "Matter of fact, we might go it."
You know what, Josh? Speaking of mental theater, when they went to start playing, I stopped at Verizon. So another announcement. Now, I guess Verizon and Disney partnership is really, really great. So remember, I got Disney Plus for a year before for free.
And Hulu, right?
No, it was just Disney Plus. Now, I can get Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN3 for free with my unlimited Verizon plan. But there's no, it doesn't end. There's no no time limit.
Wow.
Yes, they're part of the unlimited plan. I get all three of those for free forever. So I'm very excited about having it. Ever. So I'm about to cancel my Hulu, which I pay about $11 a month for, and add that to my Verizon unlimited package. So I'm really happy about this.
Yeah, what shows do you watch on Hulu again?
I was Wu-Tang show that I was reviewing on New Year Radio. Remember? I watch a lot of stuff that's already on there, movies and stuff like that too. But I'm trying to figure out what else I watch new on there. I think I got Little Fires, which is another one. I'll get back to you, but that's my favorite show on there.
And I totally forgot to announce that I did finish The Boys season 1.
Oh, nice! And what did your thoughts on The Boys season 1?
Oh yeah, it was a solid show. It wasn't as good as some people hyped it up to be. So I was expecting something let's say, better, but it was still, I would say, a solid 8 out of 10.
So you like the concept of the superheroes being, people know about them and they have like headquarters, stuff like that. You like the concept, I guess.
A lot of sense. It's kind of like, it reminded me of the Jurassic World film where you would have the Verizon presents the Velociraptor type of thing, like how it actually would look if it was a publicly traded company. Like, to me, I love that whole premise. And isn't it part of, is it DC Comics?
No, it's a graphic novel. It is DC. It's DC. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I'm the season 2. So, spoiler alert, I'm actually curious to see what's going to happen with Homelander. And
he's gonna turn into a bad guy.
He's already a bad guy.
Yeah.
The public doesn't know he's the bad guy.
I don't think they'll ever know.
Really?
Maybe towards the end of the second season, that might be a spin. But
they already got a third season. Already got renewed for the third season, so
I can definitely
think it'll be.
And my gosh, I'm actually very upset at all of you for not telling me Simon Pegg and Carl Urban were in the film. That's like half of the Star Trek cast. That would have got me like that.
Yeah, and Carl Urban was from what was he in before? Lord of the Rings, right?
He was in Lord of the Rings as well. That's right.
Yeah.
The father.
And what?
The father of the guy in the show is the guy who was from Lord of the Rings.
No.
That's he was in Star Trek.
Oh.
And what's his name? The detective.
Oh God.
Oh, him. Butcher.
Yeah. Butcher. Yeah, Butcher.
So yeah, Butcher, he was also in Star Trek, and he was also in Lord of the Rings as well.
Really? Who did he play in Lord of the Rings?
He was one of the
Hobbits?
No, this was in the Two Towers, so the second one, and he was one of the Rowan like warriors, part of that army.
Yeah, he's too big to be a hobbit.
Oh yeah, he's way too big to be a hobbit. But yeah, and Seth Rogen, this is his show. He executive produces this show, so that's why I'm into it. I love me some Seth Rogen, stuff like that. But so we can do like season 2 episode reviews when they come on, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so are they gonna release the whole season like Netflix style, or is it weekly?
I think they'll do like 3 up front, and then they'll do it like weekly or something like that.
See, I don't like that. I'm not waiting every week again. I'm gonna just have to wait to watch.
Oh my God!
I need to binge watch. Like, I have no patience.
Chloe, you got to watch it weekly so we can review each episode. That's the best way to do it.
But it's not as fun.
I mean, like used to it because we're gonna have to do the same thing for Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's all weekly. Mandalorian.
Hey.
You don't understand. When you get it weekly, you get to talk about it every week. And you get to
Game of Thrones. Absolutely.
Like Game of
Thrones. Well, okay, it's like a thing. It's like a big spectacle. But at the same time, I want to binge watch the whole thing and eat my chips.
Well, you can always binge watch The Witcher and catch up.
True.
The Witcher wasn't that good though.
Who said that?
Who said that? What?
And it's never that. We did say that. Who said that?
I was gonna watch it, and I remember somebody saying like 3 episodes ago on this show that was like, "Oh, I don't know if Chloe's gonna like it."
I don't remember that. I think you'll like it. That might have been Tony. It wasn't me for sure. I think you'll like it.
You know what I started watching? P-Valley.
Is that good?
Is it?
And that comes on weekly. Wait, you're like contradicting yourself right now.
I'm catching up on P-Valley. Like I'm, binge watching it.
Okay, but you said it's good though.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm waiting.
Other show called. Hold up, she texted me, and it's like one.
Well, that's the one you said on Snapchat.
Yeah, it's about it's black, right? There's a black cast, and it's about like magic and stuff. Okay. They call.
I think it'll be dope. We could spend like the first 20 minutes doing weekly reviews of The Boys and stuff like that of this show.
Nice.
And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna watch P-Valley. I'm waiting for Power Book 2 to start on Stars. Then I'm gonna get Stars back so I can watch both of them at the same time. So
The chick from Jesse Smollett's P Valley is good. It's
strippers, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I heard. Lord.
It's good. It's a drama. Only got okay, so Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100%.
P Valley?
Mm-hmm. And
watch it.
Crazy. Rotten Tomatoes don't give nobody 100%.
No.
They're picky.
So who's your favorite character in The Boys so far, Josh?
Favorite character would probably have to be Huey.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I can see you relating to Huey.
And
cool.
What's it called? I'm actually curious to see what's going to happen with the Compound V and who else is going to get some dosage of that. Because that's essentially the similar to that Black Panther flower.
Yeah.
So
well,
superheroes.
I like that Juan Carlos Esposito going to be the big bad in the season 2. I love him.
That's all I'm in there. I was like, oh, Mike definitely loves this show.
Oh man. Yo, he's dope, man. He's super dope, especially in Breaking Bad. But even now, he's gonna be the big bad in that and on Mando season 2.
Going on at the same time in the fall.
At the same time, in the fall. That's crazy.
That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about.
And Tony did watch 3 more episodes of Mando. They don't like it though, so it's gonna be up to them.
Hold up.
He probably was probably multitasking when he watched it. A lot of that stuff will go over your head. Like I had to watch it over a couple times when I wasn't focused.
Really?
Like certain parts I had to keep rewinding, like, wait, what? How did they get there? Mm-hmm.
Really? I only watched it once.
If I can't, sometimes I can't multitask.
See, in that, me and Josh were doing weekly reviews of Mandalorian. That's why it was dope, actually, to watch it weekly and then review it.
Okay, the show's called Lovecraft Country. It's on HBO.
Oh, that looks a little weird to me, actually.
It does.
It reminds me of like True Blood.
It does.
I'm about to watch it.
Which is why I'm watching it. So.
You would love True Blood. You would like True Blood better than The Boys.
That's it.
Nah, he won't. He won't.
Really?
Thank you, Miguel.
Nah, he won't.
No, I don't know what you talking about.
It has political things going on.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
What?
Do you not remember?
What? I'm listening. What political?
Well, there were the politicians, right? In True Blood. There was like the drug. They dealt with drugs. They dealt with racism. They dealt with
the fangers and all that.
Yeah, the fingers. But you don't even know. You don't even have context about that.
I've seen clips of the show, so I understand that aspect.
I think that he would like The Boys more than True Blood, honestly. If I'm choosing those two.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm a True Blood fan, actually, and I like The Boys more than True Blood. Honestly.
Now, it might be accurate that I might like True Blood more than Twilight.
Yes, I agree with that too. It's way more adult.
Twilight sucked to me.
Yeah, it's way more adult.
But I'm definitely not gonna like it more than Underworld. I know that for a fact.
Yes, you will.
What?
Yes, you will.
Nah, he won't. He won't.
True Blood more than Underworld.
Hell no. Underworld had real fight scenes, like action wise. True Blood really doesn't.
True Blood, they did.
That's a drama, Chloe.
True Blood's not a drama.
Mike.
True Blood's a drama, definitely. And what real action fight scene did they kind of have? Not really. I mean, it was like
the vampires always fought.
American drama series, True Blood.
They always fought.
But it wasn't
70%.
very well done. Trust me, Underworld is so much better. Underworld is like the best take on vampire movies to me.
Thank you.
Werewolf.
I like True Blood because they really have vampires. It's about vampires.
But again, I'm fatigued with the vampire thing.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm over it.
Well, there's no zombies then.
No, I'm just saying in general. So like,
I'm over.
That's why I'm not even that gung ho to go see the Morbius movie. I'm over the whole vampire thing a little bit. So.
Yeah,
I'll see it because it's Marvel. It's whatever. It's a comic book film, but I'm not really.
Oh, this is like a black cast.
Now with what's it called? With the new Blade, I'll see that.
Of course, yeah. Mahershala Ali, yeah, 2-time Oscar winner. He's great.
Mahershala Ali.
Wesley Snipes ain't gonna make an appearance.
He'll probably have
He's
a
60.
You say
He's 60 years old. Like he's not gonna do that anymore.
He's something.
He's definitely who?
Denzel.
He's not playing a superhero either.
Wait, isn't that movie with the guy that kills everybody? Keanu Reeves.
John Wick.
John Wick. Aren't they coming out with another John Wick?
Yeah, 4.
Oh, 2 more. Yeah.
That's gonna be lit. I like that.
Did you see 3?
Yeah.
With Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
See,
that's good.
Man,
that's good.
What's the parallel?
That's the 3rd one.
Oh.
John Wick 3 is really, really good. Check it out, Chloe. I think you will like it.
Halle Berry. She about
Halle Berry.
62.
I don't know if she's 60, but she was a beast in that movie. So.
How old is Halle Berry?
Yeah, and her dogs probably remind me of Josie. So be careful when you go over there, Mike.
Oh yeah, I did not go to the house. I met him at the theater, actually. So,
yeah, Halle Berry's 54. She pushing 60.
Wow,
she looks great.
Yeah, she does. Black don't crack, baby.
So that's your point about Wesley Snipes, and it's a vampire. Yes. So I think he'll have a cameo as like a.
Yeah, they had that old man in the underworld. Why couldn't they have Wesley Snipes?
Well, taking it full circle, I did like that Chadwick always gave Wesley props for really having the first black superhero on screen. At that time, even when they tried to like tell Chadwick, you were the first. He was like, well, let's not lose sight. Wesley, did it before too. So I thought that was good.
Blade was lit. I remember going to see that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to rated R movies because I had an adult with me. I went to go see Bad Boys in the movies when they first came.
You were really spoiled growing up, weren't you, Chloe?
I'm an only child. It's not called okay.
More specifically, she is a only child female, which is going to be more spoiled than an only child male, and I can attest to that.
Really?
Yes.
I earned it all. Okay, I was a good child.
Allegedly.
Thank you, Miguel.
Anyway, guys, are we done here?
Oh yeah,
are we done here?
Yeah,
I got people to see things to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Thousand ticking.
All right, guys, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you for joining us, Miguel. Thank you for your patience, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
You know what I've come for. The map to Skywalker.